Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. It is the 20th of September. It is 11 a.m. And we have a very busy day. Today is, of course, D-Day. We are going to hear from Chairman Powell this afternoon. What's going to happen to the markets? What kind of reaction do we expect? Whatever reaction we have, there will be volatility. Bear that in mind if you are trading today. So on the show, we're going to take a look at the BTC charts. We're going to look at what is going to happen today with the Fed. We've got some XRP news, which is interesting. We're also going to look at the XRP TA as well. And then we're going to look at a token BLZ. We're going to give it a quick review and look at the tokenomics of it. We have looked at this in the past, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. We're going to take another look at it again. It's had another leg up. And as always on this channel, you are never going to get Moonboy figures. We're always going to try and be as realistic as possible. After that, we have some news. Standard Bank will possibly be starting to offer staking. We've got some news, as expected, about Sam Bankman-Fried and his family. And then we're going to finish with Applegate and then the quiz in about 45 minutes time. That's a lot to get through in 45 minutes to an hour. So wherever you are, please make sure to say hello, give us a wave, let me know what you're up to. We are live across multiple platforms, so our contact details and everything about us should be underneath most of those platforms. But don't worry, we stream nearly every day, nearly everywhere. So tomorrow we will be back. I will be back with Hollywood. He will be back in the studio with me. There'll be two of us going through more of a deep dive tomorrow. When there's two of us in the studio, we normally pick about 3 projects, do a deep dive, have a look at the tokenomics, have a look at the charts, and see what we think. When it's solo Mike or when it's solo Hollywood, we normally just try and get through a hybrid show where there's news and there is TA. So without further ado, let's move on and have a quick look at the markets. Because we, as you can tell what by the title of the show today is a $30,000 Bitcoin. We're some ways away from that. We're about 10% away from that as we speak. Let me just update the menu. And then we'll get cracking with the markets when it decides to work. There we go. Okay, so volume a steady 26, 28 billion. Is that not too high? Market cap hasn't really changed, 1.07 trillion. Dominance, Bitcoin is still ticking up. There's a good chance we're going to see 50% again, Bitcoin dominance. Some people call for 60%. I don't think we're going to see 60% Bitcoin dominance in a market with stable coins so high. Bear that in mind, is that stable coins are a lot more hefty than they were 4 or 5 years ago when Bitcoin had its previous run up. So expect to see maybe not 60%, maybe 54%, 53%. So we're currently not too far away. ETH dominance hasn't been doing particularly well either. So Bitcoin is up. Ethereum is down slightly on the 24-hour. What do we have? 24-hour gainers. Concoin, XDC, Conflux, not much is up, to be honest, in the last 24 hours. Losers, again, not a lot. Thor, Gala, Quant. Funnily enough, we covered Quant on Monday. We covered Gala a few weekends ago. We've covered Thor a few weeks ago. And in most of those cases, we've picked these as good projects. Thor and Quant especially are good projects in our opinion. Gala's have obviously had the fallout with the criminal action between the CEO and one of the co-founders. They're suing each other for $120 million. So Gala has taken a bit of a tumble. But that's pretty much it for the markets. So we are going to crack on. We have a lot to get through. So before we look at the BTC chart, we're only going to cast an eye on it today. We're going to look at what Coinpedia and Hadar Ak starts to think about what's going to happen in the markets. I'm not sure. One of these days they're going to surprise us and go dovish, but we don't know when that day is going to be or what month it's going to be. These are always the days where we're going to see the most volatility, and these are the days I would avoid trading like the plague. Well, especially trading Bitcoin, maybe not trading alts. But I would avoid Bitcoin, Ethereum today especially. The financial world awaits the outcomes of today's Federal Reserve meeting. All eyes are on the potential ramifications for Bitcoin. Austin Arnold, a seasoned crypto analyst, has provided some crucial insights into what investors might anticipate. The ongoing Federal Reserve's 2-day policy meeting has the market on tenterhooks. While most anticipate no change in the rates, it's the subtle nuances and hints about future rate modifications that have everybody guessing. Bitcoin has shown an upward momentum in recent months, and with regulatory wins for Binance US, the stakes are high. I don't remember them. They've not really won anything, to be perfectly honest. While there's a general consensus that rates might remain unchanged for this meeting, Roger Ferguson hinted otherwise. He suggests that while this session might not see any action, the one in November could be eventful, with oil prices rising. I think oil's up to $85 $8 a barrel now. So with that oil pushes up inflation of pretty much everything because it's a transport cost. So oil is one of those key factors. But despite the promising trend, caution is advised. The current key support sits at 26.9. Should it dip below, Bitcoin could find itself around 26.5 with the vital 26,000 level acting as a psychological barrier. I don't think it's 26,000. I think it's 25,000. We covered that yesterday. So we don't know what's going to happen with the Fed. But one thing that a lot of people are interested in when it does come to the Fed is it's not so much the decision today that causes the markets to move. Today's meeting isn't really relevant. It's more a case of, does it go up a quarter of a percentage point or does it stay at current rate? It is. What's interesting is how Chairman Powell talks, how he answers the questions, how he sees the market. Now, he has several factors he has to take into account. The two most important ones are unemployment has to go up, and number two, house prices and demand for houses has to come down. Everything else for him is cannon fodder. He has to keep riding inflation down until he can jump off near the bottom. The reason being is, if you have too many jobs and not enough employees or not enough unemployed, you're in a situation where that increases wage inflation. People can ask more money because they know there are jobs around they can go and get for. So he wants unemployment to surge. House prices and house purchases have got to come down as well. They're two massively weighted aspects of how he sees CPI and everything else. So it's not what he does today, it's how he sees the future. And that's really it. Right, I'm just going to drop a box for one. Give me 1 second. There we go. Good morning to Crypto J. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us on this, believe it or not, slightly chilly morning. I've been complaining about the heat for 2 months, and now it's gone from kind of 26, 27 degrees in the morning to about 19 or 20, and that shift is dramatic. Good morning, Chevon. Good morning, Elian. Thanks for joining us. Good morning, Arjun. There's quite a lot of people in chat today. Nice to see. Good morning, Web3 Superstar. Nice of you to join us. So that's the Fed in a nutshell. It's not what is announced today. It's how he carries out his meeting. That's what's important. Is he going to turn dovish? At some point, he is going to turn dovish. Why? There is an election in America, November next year. He cannot stay hawkish between now and August. The powers that be will not want him to stay hawkish. They will want rate cuts by March, April next year. That's when the lobbying starts. That's when the campaign trail starts. So whatever happens, he has got 6 to 7 months to sort out the economy. Now, this also, surprisingly enough, coincides with the Bitcoin halving, which is in April next year. So by April next year, we will have the Bitcoin halving, and Chairman Powell, whatever he wants to do, he won't be able to do because Biden is going to ride him like a horse. So bear that in mind, that we've only got, at worst, 6 more months of pain. Now, I'm not going to go over the Bitcoin chart too much. We covered it yesterday. I don't want to be like a stuck record. However, as I have said, we are not breaking this bull market support band anytime soon. Yesterday on the stream, we had a bit of a pump, and that pump took us up to the bull market support band. And look where we are. We hit it a few days ago, and we're right there now. Look what happens every time we hit the bull market support band on Bitcoin. What happens? We come crashing down. So we've come down, we've tried again, you know exactly what's going to happen. We've come down. So is there any reason for this not to happen? Where's the hopium, I hear you ask? Well, the hopium is that Chairman Powell takes leave of his senses and comes out and starts to become dovish. That is potentially where you are looking. Now, there is also massive bullish divergence on this chart. So as you can see here, we have this going on. So that's also something to take into account when we look at this, that there is potentially more room for us to move up. I think today we're going to see massive volatility. I think we could possibly see something like this in the next 24 hours, 12 hours, something like that. Why? Because there always is. It's Fed decision day. Never go against the Fed. Never bet against the Fed. The Fed are who they are. They decide the markets in America. So as far as I'm concerned, until we break 28,000, if we can do this and come up and use this as support, then yes, we are off to 30,000, 31,000. That's where we want to be. And we're going to need a dovish Fed to do that. And I'm not expecting him to come out and be dovish, because he is going to want to sound as pessimistic as possible for as long as possible. That's his job. So where do I think we're going to go? I think we're going to go down. And unless something dramatic happens, I can't see why we won't go down. We're going to get more of the same that we get every time, and we're going to retest this channel, which is at 25.3, something like 25.4. So that's where we are. I don't see anything changing in Bitcoin. I'm not going to spend any more on that because I have looked at Bitcoin a lot yesterday. So we're going to move on and look at XRP. There's some XRP news. We're going to look at that, and then we're going to go on to the charts. So what we're going to try and do is mix and match the news with the TA, because that at least gives you some kind of understanding as to why is there price action. Yesterday I discussed why did Bitcoin get to a certain level and then come back down. Why did Bitcoin then get back to the same level and sit there? And the reason is that's the bull market support band. So it's like reading a paragraph from an instruction book. If you don't know what the instruction book is about, you have no idea what you've just read. That's why it's important to try and take everything into account when you look at crypto. It's not just about charts, it's not just about news, it's not just about the market cap or the price action. Everything has to be taken together like a smorgasbord of crypto. That's how you have to look at things. Now the big news is that apparently BlackRock is switching from Bitcoin to XRP. So we'll go through this article, then we'll have a look at what kind of impact this could have on the price. So the crypto community has been heavily criticizing circulating rumors that suggests the world's largest asset manager BlackRock is shifting its cryptocurrency strategy from Bitcoin to XRP. The rumor was further exacerbated by a recently published article on the popular financial information portal investing.com, which suggests such a pivot to XRP could not only increase the digital asset's value, but could also significantly enhance its credibility within the financial sector. I don't believe this, by the way. I'm not saying that BlackRock isn't going to launch an investment vehicle for XRP. I just don't believe that they're going to switch from BTC to XRP. The article, however, clearly states that it was generated with the use of artificial intelligence and was subsequently reviewed by an editor. The cryptocurrency community remains largely skeptical of the purported transaction, with many calling the rumours false and pointing out there's a lack of evidence. Yes. So there were rumours, but there was a platform. I'm trying to work out who it was that said this. So there is a connection between Ripple and BlackRock. But I mean, this is tenuous to say the least. As far as I'm concerned, don't take any of this information at all. This is probably what Donald Trump would call fake news, if you ask me, simply because it's never going to happen. However, with all that being said, that doesn't mean we can't have a look at XRP. Do I think BlackRock will have multiple fund options in the future? Absolutely, of course it will. Why wouldn't it? It would make no sense whatsoever to solely have a Bitcoin ETF. The next one, logically, would then be Ethereum. So you've got Bitcoin, you've then got Ethereum. What comes next? Well, of all the projects out there that could possibly have some kind of fund, you could argue XRP. I mean, you have to ignore what XRP is. You have to ignore what its purpose in life is. But would it become a fund, or would they create a basket of funds with maybe Cardano XRP, or maybe they create a different type of fund that's got Quant, Link, XRP? Possibly. I mean, Grayscale in the past, if you look at Grayscale, they've got some really strange portfolios available, really strange, with some really dubious cryptos in there. So if you ever get a chance, go and have a look at the Grayscale website. It's obviously got the Bitcoin trust, it's got the Ethereum trust, but then it has a mixed bag. And go and have a look at especially the DeFi one. The DeFi fund has some cryptos in which I wouldn't consider to be DeFi, but there we go. So let's take the hypothetical route on this and say, what would happen if BlackRock decided to invest into Ripple? First of all, there have been calls for a $20 XRP. I have said on this channel before that would give it a $1 billion market cap. Currently, Bitcoin has a $500 million market cap. So we're going to need to see at least a 6x, maybe even an 8x from Bitcoin. Give that a $4 trillion market cap, and then maybe then XRP could get to a trillion, but that it would have to outperform Bitcoin monumentally to do that. Remember, the higher the market cap of a coin, the harder it is to move that price in that asset. XRP sitting at just over 50 cents. That's to be ignored. You never look at the price of a coin compared to the price of another coin. It makes no sense. If you look at the circulating supply of Bitcoin, it's 19.5 million. If you look at the total supply of XRP, it's 53 trillion. Was it 53 billion? Sorry, 53 trillion, 53 billion. So there's multiples more XRP than there are of Bitcoin. You have to take that into account as well. So what could we possibly see XRP do? Well, it won its case against the SEC and it spiked to 94 cents. Since then, we've kind of come back down. But as I have been pointing out for some time, I can just draw this. We have been putting in higher lows on XRP since almost a year. About 10 months we've been putting in lower highs. So the price is continuing to grow. We are looking at, I would say we'd easily hit $1 to $1.50 if BlackRock came out and was positive towards XRP. Easily we'd get back to $1 again. However, it's not going to happen. So I would expect us to keep retesting this level here, which is at 50. 54, 55 cents. We've been there before. Okay, so potentially 54 cents. It's only got maybe, what's that? It's not even, is that a 4% upside? Maybe 4 or 5% upside. So if BlackRock does come out, we are looking at $1.50. My prediction for XRP in the next bull run is between $3 and $5. I am not a moon boy, as I've said before. That price is based on the position of XRP within the crypto currency market. It's based on the market cap. It's based on it doing potentially a 10x from where we are now. So it's not wholly unrealistic that it would do that. So it's a good long-term investment, XRP. BlackRock at some point in the future will offer it as part of its investment vehicle. Not financial advice, obviously do your own research on this. But, you know, for personal admittance, I hold a bag of XRP, as well as holding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So XRP for me has long-term value. The acid test is a very simple question. Will this project be here in 5 years' time? And my answer is categorically yes. So XRP for me is a good one. And now we're going to move on to look at a project that was brought to my attention by Marlene, who is hopefully watching, Bluezell. And Bluezell is the blockchain for GameFi. And it's had a few tears, as they say. Just give me 1 second. I just need to work out why my screen is so dark. And then we'll crack on with this. We're doing okay for time. We're not in a mad rush today, but we want to try and get everything done by about 11:45. So we've got another 20 odd minutes. We're doing well. Okay, just going to drop a box and then have a quick check, see who's in chat, see if Marlene's here, and then we'll crack on. So if you are here, make sure to say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what you're doing today. Good morning, Pab. That is your real name. Good morning, 4A. Good morning, Karam. Devon, what about the courts declining the SEC? I think it's a small victory, that. I think the SEC demanding to go in and look at the software is a very small victory because, first of all, the courts would need to see grounds for that action. Remember, in that particular instance with Binance US, for example, what you've got to remember is that they are innocent until proven guilty, and the SEC has put them in such a position that they're basically shutting the business down before it's even got to a court of law, which for me is unlawful. And this isn't how enforcement should be. It's not how regulators should work. It is absolutely disgusting the way that they are being treated. Forget the fact of who it is. If this happened to any crypto exchange, it would be abhorrent what they're doing. They are closing down exchanges before the courts have even had a chance to decide who's right and who's wrong. So that would be my argument. I don't think it's a massive victory for crypto in general. I think on the whole, the SEC is doing a fine job of destroying the crypto industry in America, and I can say that with plenty of examples. There's been specific cases where cryptocurrencies haven't been able to pay the fines. They've had to borrow the money from somebody, pay the SEC, and then that company's gone bust, that company's gone bust. They are illiquid because they don't have any money, or because the SEC have decided to fine them $100 million, which is a number that they've plucked out of thin air. Okay, where are we? Right, let's crack on. Thank you for the question, Chevon. Anybody who has any questions, feel free to ask. Good morning, SKF007. Welcome. Remember, if you are new here, drop a question, drop a like, drop a follow, and we will come back to you with any questions you want. So Bluzelle, the blockchain for GameFi. Bluzelle chain is an advanced blockchain tech boasting 10,000 transactions per second and seamless interoperability with the Cosmos chains. So this goes through its various different tools. So this is a blockchain for games. It provides 10,000 transactions a minute. It provides storage for the NFTs, data, files, whatever it might be. It offers NFT functionality. It offers tokens via the BLZ token. A gamified chain. Bluzelle publishes and develops games in-house to take advantage of what our chain offers: speed, NFTs, storage, and DeFi. Sci-fi card strategy RPG Gamma 4 is Bluzelle's first release. So, all in all, very exciting looking project. Now, I don't think we should go and have a look at the games. We don't have enough time. Maybe what we'll do with Bluzelle is we will do a special on the show, because this has come out, it's not come out of nowhere as such, but it's an exciting blockchain. Yesterday, I was explaining why Quant and Link are not sexy. They are not sexy cryptos because they deal with infrastructure, back-end, Oracle, data, information. They are not sexy. What is sexy is a gaming blockchain like Bluzelle. It's sexy. People can see the projects that run on this blockchain. A good example of this as well is Star Atlas, which runs on Solana. Star Atlas is a massive blue chip game. They have a new stage of the project going live tomorrow. It makes Solana look sexy. It makes Star Atlas look sexy. Everything about it looks sexy. There is nothing sexy about Quant in the slightest, but it has fundamental value and utility, which is why we're a big fan of it. And for the record, I do not hold any Quant. In fact, I don't hold any Bluzelle at the minute. So, read more hopefully isn't going to load a video. So this, I imagine, is one of the first releases on the platform. So what you find, if you look at Gala, for example, I'll give you a comparison. The Gala Games isn't, of course, a blockchain. What Gala Games does is it allows you to integrate blockchain technology into an existing game, or allows you to build a game entirely on blockchain. I'm just waiting for this to load. There we go. Okay, so what you get with Gala Games is you get an awful lot of games in development. And an awful lot of games in development isn't revenue. It's not hype. It's not people playing these games. So what you tend to find is that there's a huge lag between a project going live, such as Bluzelle and Gala, and the hype about it. So in this instance, what you're going to see now with Gala, the reason we were so bullish on Gala is a lot of these games are now playable. Okay? And the downside to Gala Games is, of course, something completely separate to the project, which is the fact that you have the internal team suing each other, which, if you take that out of the equation, Gala is a solid project. Now, going back to Bluzelle, we're going to see a huge lag between this project going live and 20-30 games being built on the platform. And that's why I want to talk to you about the difference between fundamentals and hype. And that's where I think we are in with Bluzelle. We are in the hype phase of this project, where we have seen higher highs. When it first launched, we saw it peak. It's died down, and we've had a recent pump. As you can see, we have bearish divergence. The RSI is coming down, the price action is going up. We have broken through several fib levels. I think we're due a cool off on this project. That's where I think. Would I buy Blazelle? Yes, I would. Would I buy it at this price? No, I wouldn't. I would wait for a retracement. That retracement could come somewhere down towards 12 cents maybe, if you look at the volume area profile. So what I could see happening is we've hit this peak and we could see some kind of retracement to here. And that would be the price I would look at buying Blazelle. Now, don't get me wrong, could this keep going? Yes, it could. Let me have a look at the market cap. The market cap is sitting at $85 million. So could this be a $1 trillion project? Yes, it could. So what does that give you? That gives you maybe a 12x from where it is now in terms of the market cap. Price action obviously follows suit. You could see a, what would that give us? You could see a $2 Blazelle in the future, but I wouldn't be buying it at this price. I would wait for a retracement. If you look again down here, you have, this was resistance, which is 12 cents. You kind of tried to break it once, broke it twice, came crashing through. So the natural area for me, is for it to come down to 12 cents. Unless this goes more parabolic. But bear in mind, the RSI is still oversold, but it is coming down. There has to be, nothing goes up forever, nothing goes down forever. I would expect it to come down to about 12 or 13 cents, and that's where I would look to buy. But it's a very interesting looking project. We will probably do a bigger deep dive on it again in the future, because this could be something which in the next bull run could absolutely fly. So bear that in mind when you look at these projects. It's all well and good buying now, but are you buying the hype? That's the question. And for me, I think it's had a bit of a breakout. We need a bit of a retracement, and there's bearish divergence. So that's what I would be looking at. Now, we need to crack on before we run out of time. Let's close some of these things down and get on to some of the daily news. Thank you for the comments in chat. Remember to smash the like button and give us a follow if you haven't. We stream every day. We are always here. And as I've said a few times, we are probably going to stream Christmas Day morning and New Year's Day morning, simply because you know what it's like when you get up in the morning. Nothing really happens till about midday anyway. So I'm probably going to do a morning stream at maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe an hour earlier, and then just give you some crypto news. And if not, we'll have a party, Christmas party and a New Year party. So I'm past the age to go out and get drunk on New Year's Eve, so I'll be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed by then. Right, next port of call is to do with Standard Bank, I believe. Just dropping a box, and then we'll crack on. We've got about 10 minutes left to get through the news, so I'll try and get through it as quickly as possible and give my opinion as quickly as possible. Ravindra, welcome. D-Heart. Buy 1 inch. I'll have to go and have a look at that. I've not looked at 1 inch for a very long time. If you have questions about your wallet, you need to go and speak to customer support. We are not going to be able to advise you on your wallet, I'm afraid. Is everything up to date? There are so many moving parts when you do these things on your own. Standard Bank staking. Let's have a quick look over here. Good morning, Safia. Thank you for joining. Thanks for saying hello. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Remember, we stream every day. We've just done some TA on Bitcoin, XRP and Bluezell. And now we're going to get into the news section of the show before we get on with the quiz. So, crypto arm of Standard Chartered is launching a staking service. Zodia Custody says its yield offering provides earning opportunities for on-chain assets. So the crypto-focused subsidiary of British multinational bank Standard Chartered. I thought Standard Chartered was from South Africa. I didn't realise it was a UK bank. So the crypto custodian has partnered with OpenEden for the Zodia Custody Yield Service, which tokenises real-world assets like treasury bills and lets investors earn yield while leveraging the benefits of blockchain. The yield offering lets institutional investors access off-chain yield potential for their on-chain assets. That includes staking, whereby crypto owners lock up their digital assets to secure the blockchain while earning periodic crypto rewards in return. We see this on a lot of existing platforms where you can lock up your Ethereum, you can lock up Solana, you can lock up, I believe, some even offer Cardano. I know Kronos you can lock up. So if you have a proof of stake service, your exchange should be able to offer some level of on-chain staking. On-chain staking is far safer than staking with Celsius or any of these other BlockFis that used to exist. They've clearly gone down the wrong path. The rehypothecation has caused all sorts of holes, and it's been a bit of a mess. And that's damaged the industry. So on-chain staking is the way forward. So Zodia has said that its service responds to demand amongst institutions for low-risk, liquid and transparent digital asset products with respect to how returns are generated for stablecoin holders. Don't need to give you this. Now what I would say is that on-chain staking I don't consider to be liquid. Some chains, for example, you have to lock your coins up for 21 days or 30 days or whatever it might be. On-chain staking is great. You just have to remember that when you unlock your tokens, whether it be Ethereum or Solana, there is a period of time where you have to wait for those tokens to be released. For that period of time, you won't earn yield and you won't be able to access your assets. Always look at the unbonding of a token that you're about to stake. I know Solana is about 5 or 6 days. I know Cardano is the same. It's about 1 epoch to unlock. Ethereum, I've no idea. Ethereum changes from time to time. Go away. Okay, now we're moving on to a good friend of the channel. By good friend, somebody who we don't like in the slightest. And that is Sam Bankman-Fried. And if you couldn't tell this was going to happen, you need a head wobble. Sam Bankman-Fried is a crook. And his family are very apparently also crooks. Now, one thing that I did when all of this was going on, and again, I'm running out of time. In fact, you know what? We'll focus on this. We'll skip Applegate. It's not important. One thing I did when I was researching FTX at the time all of this happened was I researched his parents. And not only his parents, I researched his brother. And they all have ties to various people within the Democrat Party. This gentleman on the right, his father, worked with Gary Gensler. Before Gary Gensler was at the SEC, he was at a university with Sam's father. This lady here worked with Hillary Clinton as one of Hillary Clinton's legal lawyers, sorry. So they're well connected. Let's just put it that way. They're well connected. And it's no surprise to me that FTX were granted a license the day after Joe Biden won the election. It's not a conspiracy theory in the slightest. These are all facts. So I made a video about this and I never published it because it was just too out there. They also have ties to the World Economic Forum. I think his sister or his brother has ties there. Sam himself was listed on the World Economic Forum website. Sam was also on stage with people like Bill Gates and the like. So there's a whole spider's web of people involved with this. And for these two to be then dragged into the court case is no surprise to me. In a filing, managers at the bankrupt firm accused the couple of holding millions of fraudulently transferred dollars and of turning a blind eye to the misconduct at the company. The fall of the company led to the arrest, we know about this. Attorneys for his parents said the claims against them were completely false and designed to hurt their son's chances at trial. The legal action filed as part of a wider bankruptcy suit said Mr. Sam Bankman-Fried's parents, both professors at Stanford University, exploited their access and influence within the FTX enterprise to enrich themselves directly and indirectly by millions of dollars. They received a $10 million gift in cash from funds that belonged to Alameda, an FTX partner company, while FTX also gave them a $16.4 million property in the Bahamas. FTX, we know about that, I'm not going to read any of that out. The filing claims his father, Alan Joseph Bankman, an expert on US tax law, served as an advisor and played a key role in perpetuating this culture of misrepresentations and gross mismanagement. He also helped to quash an internal complaint alleging price manipulation made in 2019. Meanwhile, the mother, Barbara, helped direct her son's political donations, encouraging him to obscure their source. Managers for FTX are seeking to recover money from the couple. So, there's no smoke without fire, and maybe not all of the accusations are true. Maybe there is a case that there is a fair amount of cash to be paid to them for their services, but I do believe that they have thrown a protective blanket around Sam. And now that we're seeing this in court, there really isn't anything else we need to add to this. There is lots of criminal investigations going on into these two and their connections. There will be clawbacks from the political parties they've made donations to. And all in all, this is just a very sad state of affairs. It's damaged crypto. It put crypto back maybe 2 years, I would say. It takes a long time for people to forget about this. It's damaged retail. It's damaged the reputations of the superstars who helped promote FTX, people such as Shaquille O'Neal, Tom Brady, all been damaged by this. And it's just a sorry state of affairs. It should never have been allowed to get to this stage. And for me, the blame for all of this falls squarely at the door of the SEC. Why? Because FTX were allowed to go to the Bahamas and operate in the Bahamas outside of the SEC's jurisdiction, but they were forced into that by the SEC. Had the SEC had proper regulations in place for crypto exchanges, there's a potential that companies like FTX would never have gone to the Bahamas. They would have been correctly audited. Remember, this went as deep as you being told you had your Bitcoin on FTX, when in fact it was a number in a spreadsheet, and your actual Bitcoin was held in Alameda Research. Alameda Research was taking people's deposits and notifying FTX of the deposit, and FTX simply adding a number to a spreadsheet to show you what funds you thought you had there. So don't forget any of that. This is a very sad state of affairs, and we're not going to go into it too much more, because what we're going to do now is we're going to get on to the quiz. Let's bring up the market while we do this. Hit refresh. Won't be a second. Don't forget, wherever you are, drop a like, drop a follow, let us know that you're watching, ask any questions you want. We are in the middle of the quiz now, so let me crack on with this. Hello to you, B4 and FB and RG and Rishi. Let's get cracking. So, if nobody's done this quiz before, let me explain. I ask some very simple crypto questions. All you have to do is answer them. Put the answer in chat and I will give you a shout out if you are correct. Simple as that. We've got about 13 minutes left to end the show, so let's try and relax a little bit before we sign off. So the first question, always going to ask easy questions to start with. First question, and remember, it doesn't matter where you are, answer the question in chat and we'll give you a shout out if you are correct. Is Litecoin proof of work or proof of stake? All you have to do is drop POW or POS into chat and I'll give you a shout out. So if you are watching from somewhere, drop the comment in the chat. Is Litecoin proof of work or proof of stake? All you have to do is put the correct answer into chat and you could be a winner. Remember, we are back tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central European Time. Brogan, or Hollywood should I say, will be joining me. We'll be streaming from the studio, so make sure when I put the new calendar event up, make sure to hit follow so you don't miss out and forget. It'll be a bit different to today. We'll have 3 deep dives, we'll have a chat conversation about a topic, and then we might have a couple of articles at the end, depending on how much time we've got. We will be covering the fallout of the Fed tomorrow as well, so make sure to tune in for that. Congratulations to Dickie Ferdinand, Jace, Hamza, Munaya, welcome back. Eliane, Gamerkuda, Rosita, Shavon, you are all correct. The answer is proof of work. Litecoin is proof of work. Right, next question. That's a very good point, Munaya. Make sure to smash the like button wherever you are and make sure to give us a follow. We are trying to increase our reach. We're trying to increase the number of people that we can contact. Remember, our motto here is not to make you rich, it's to stop you from becoming poor. We highlight scams to people. We advise people against most NFT projects. We advise people against most meme coins. We're not here to make you rich. We're trying to make sure you keep your crypto safe. Next question. Okay, next question. And I do also try and pick out questions which are related to the news. So this question is very simple. Sam Bankman-Fried ran which exchange? Just type the 3-letter name of the exchange into chat. Who did Sam Bankman-Fried run? Lots of people getting this one right. Remember, if you don't spell the answer correctly, it doesn't really matter, but he didn't run BTC. BTC isn't an exchange. Which crypto exchange did Sam Bankman-Fried run? Didn't run Sol. Sol is a blockchain. 37 correct answers. Well done, everybody. The answer is, of course, FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried was jailed recently for running basically a fraudulent exchange. They did all kinds of bad things there. So Donald, well done. Mert, Babylon Leon, well done. Big, I'm not reading that out. Big. Guitar Ravindra, quite a few winners today. Sonia, welcome back. IP Man, welcome back. Andy, nice to see you too. Nice to see some regulars in chat. I must admit the traffic is picking back up again. We had a week, maybe end of the week before beginning of last week, where traffic was just dead. There was just nobody watching. There was nobody on crypto. People weren't watching anybody, and now we're starting to see people come back. So next quiz question. Give me 1 second. Let's make sure I spell this correctly. Remember, answer in lowercase. What is the token name of Bluezell? So we've just covered a project today, which was a GameFi blockchain. What is the name of the token? Token. Please help me to grow up. I'm not sure I'm the man for you. Andy, well done. Lots of people getting this right. I'm a big fan of this project. I don't hold any of it. As I've said before, this project is I think we need to wait for a retracement on it to buy in. I think it's going to come down again, so just bear that in mind. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring up the Bitcoin chart because we appear to be coming down again. We appear to be having a small minute. There we go. There we go. Okay, so the answer is, of course, BLZ. That is the token name of Bluezell, which was the coin that we covered today. Next question. Decent number of answers today as well. Congratulations, everybody. Decent number of answers. I wonder if we're going to come back down below 27 while we're on stream, or whether we're going to go back up to 27 too. That's it. Possibly. Right, next question. Simple question. What is the surname of the owner of X? Remember, I'm going to mix up the difficult questions with the easy questions. Abby88, thank you for following me. It is greatly appreciated. Fatima Ali, love it. Good to see. Thanks for the comment. Make sure to give us a follow wherever you are. Be like Abby. Give us a follow. Help us grow our channel. Who is the owner of X? What is his surname? Very simple question. I'm going to ask a tricky one next. 35, 38 correct answers. 42 in total. Well done, everybody. Congratulations to you all. Remember, if you just arrived, you've just popped in, we stream every day at 11 o'clock. Most days at 11 o'clock. We do stream at 1 o'clock on a Friday. We have a little bit of a quiz at the end of every show. As you can see from the right hand side, we have covered Bitcoin, XRP, we've looked at Blazelle, we've looked at Standard Bank, FTX. We missed Applegate, we didn't have a lot of time, so we skipped over that. We normally stream for about an hour, including the quiz, every day, and for some reason this menu isn't updating on the right hand side, and that is driving me potty. Right, next question. Alright, easy question for you. What is the first name of Buterin, the ETH god? So what is the first name of Buterin, the ETH god? I watched an interview with him from a few months ago. I watched it yesterday. Oh my days. What, I mean, you have highly functioning people, but he's a different planet. He is a different planet altogether. Lots of people getting this right. Good to see that I didn't spell his name wrong. Why is this freezing on me? Now we've just dropped out of this area, this high volume area here, and we're sitting in here. So I would expect us to come down to 26.8. So I would expect us to come down to this area here. That's my next target, which is about there. We'll put a circle on, see if we come down to 26.8. I'm not a betting man on these days because of the Fed. 53 correct answers. Congratulations, Marianne. Akloy, Adi, Tariq, Adil, IP Man, Heisenberg, Bava, Munea. Congratulations, everybody. Also, depending on what platform you are on, our contact details are underneath the stream. So if you look underneath the stream, wherever you are going to see the ways to contact us. I have to be very careful what I say these days, but there are ways and means of contacting us. So make sure that you do that. Now, tomorrow we will be back at 11 o'clock. I'm going to call it here because when are we going to hit 20,000 on Bitcoin? Well, if Chairman Powell comes out today and says that he's going to try and crush crypto, I would say pretty much soon. Right, I've got way different targets for Bitcoin. And if you look at the nodes here, we have two massive batches of liquidity. 23,000 is this one. About there. And then this one. Now, just bear in mind, this is my doomsday prediction. And I don't like to be wholly negative, but it's my doomsday prediction. So they're my two targets. What could happen is, remember, we have... Here's the swept. 1 second. Let me get rid of that. It's really difficult to do this on a laptop. So we have this vacuum here. And this vacuum sucks the price either up or down depending on which direction it's going. So if we do break down, we will come down to 23,000. If that falls, we go to 20,000. Now remember, this is my worst case scenario, okay? Worst case scenario. The one thing that will protect us is, and this is for Tariq. Have you seen 300, Tariq, which is that Greek story about the Spartans which hold the line against the onslaught of the enemy? Well, that is this line here, which is 25,000. Now, I'm not going to go too far back, but that 25,000 mark has held for a year. When I mean held, I mean it's a huge milestone for us. It's been resistance, and then it's been support. So this is our Spartan army. This 25,000 is our Spartan army, okay? And I think it's going to hold, personally. And if 25 holds and we keep bouncing off it, eventually we're going to see some good price movement. The other thing to bear in mind is we do have, of course, bullish divergence, which I talked about before. Oops. Going on. So I think 25,000 is our Spartan army that's going to protect us from these lows of 20 and 23,000. If the Spartan army is crushed, as it was in the Fables, may I add, then 23,000 might be the line we go to. But remember, the 25,000 and the Spartan army held long enough for the armies of Greece to prepare. So we could come down here, crash down to 23,000, wherever we are there. That might hold, and that might give us the springboard, because we do have, you know, that we have had the odd bounce off 23,000. So just bear that in mind. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm just trying to prepare people. Like I said yesterday, I'm trying to prepare people. And I think we're going to struggle to get anywhere near 30,000 unless the Fed changes. And that's just the way I think it's going to be. So that's it. I'm not going to say any more. But that is for Tariq. Tariq always asks sensible questions in chat, and I appreciate him greatly for it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop a box, and I will see you all in the morning with Hollywood. Hollywood is back. And before I do, I would like to wish you all a great rest of the day. Let's see what the Fed have to say, and fingers crossed we're all in one piece tomorrow. I will see you all in the morning.